We're going to describe some of the rugs that we have here for sale. This is a hand knotted uh, vegetable dyed rug. Retail runs about 7 grand on these. This will be the top category that we discussed. These are also hand knotted Chobe rugs, and these are high density hand knotted rugs. These are flat weaves or sumacs, and they're reversible flat weaves, braided on one side, straight stitch on the other. This is a Tibetan hand knotted rug, the gold one on the left here, and this has lines of silk running through it, and then it's hand carved after the rug is made, and that's a Tibetan weave. Then we have an assortment of New Zealand wool and 100% silk rugs. This one hand knotted. Quality is a little above a 1010, and wool and silk, and a raised silk pattern. Here's another Tibetan weave, same rug as the other one in a basket weave, just a different colorway. There's a group of 1010s that run different assortment of 1010s. We have some additional, these are natural collections, which are like 1025s, and then we have some wool and silks again. Okay, this is a hand knotted Kashan. This is made to look like a 150-year-old rug. It's been singed and burned and carved. This rug retails for about $20,000. The real ones are, as you know probably, are $100,000 to $150,000. Another collection that we have is the hand knotted. These are a contemporary version or a transitional version of a probably somewhere around an 8/8 bulky knot gabe. So this is just like a gabe would be made, but only a contemporary version of it. Then we have some additional traditional sumacs, which you see a lot of these in Kaladi. So if you're familiar with the Kaladi collection, that's what you'll see here. We also have some sumacs in animal prints, and these are also hand knotted, woven front and back. The next collection are the shaggy eyeballs. These are some nice thick shags. You can kind of see the thickness of the yarns. And these are all hand tied and hand sewn in India. And there's a bunch of those. There is a mix of some of these traditional, these are just kind of a little less expensive traditional rugs. Back over here, we have a whole collection of, it's the Colorisma collection, if you've heard of it. This is a Tibetan weave rug with a Tibetan knot, and this is approximately a 110 line rug for a Nepalese Tibetan rug. There's a few of these. These are the Lusers, L-U-S-E-R. These are the equivalent of approximately a 6/6 knot. So it's a very inexpensive hand-knotted rug. This collection, one of our best contemporary collections, is a silk shag. These are the original ones that are made in India. They're not made in China. Everything here is hand-tied in India, and the weight of these is probably triple of what you've seen in the past. And we have this in running in about 84 colors. Okay, so we're back to the basket weaves, the hand-knotted Tibetan weaves with the silk running through them, hand carved. So this is the red. This is one of 4 colors: red, gold, ivory, and chocolate that it's available in. And they're all good sizes: 8x10, 9x12, some 5x8s, and some 8 and 10 foot rounds. This rug right here is a hand knotted. This is the equivalent of about a 1025 or 110, 120 line rug. This is probably 180 loops per inch. And this is an Agra, A-G-R-A, Agra. I'm sure you're familiar with that term. That's what this is, a real Agra. Then we have another assortment of hand-knotted rugs, Aubusons, and also more Asian pattern and more traditional patterns. These are generally in 8x10s, 9x12s, or 5x8s or 6x9s. This is another contemporary Tibetan weave. This is another contemporary version of a traditional rug. It's got contemporary colors. It's a real designer piece. We did a lot of these for designers. It's the equivalent of a 1010. Then we do have some machined. This one, sometimes we have some odd rugs that we purchase for people. So this is a Calvin Klein. It's a machine woven, Belgian made New Zealand wool. A couple of machine rugs in here. We don't have a lot of those, but maybe a couple. This is another Chobe style, real high density rug. You can see the density on this. These are used generally in commercial or high-end homes. Another contemporary version of a traditional, so contemporary colored. We have a couple of, this is actually a Tommy Bahama rug, Tommy Bahama brand, through Shaw Industries. It's one of our less expensive rugs that we used to buy. These are also hand-tied rugs. These are chocolate with a cream center, and that center is a spring that we heavily twist, so these rugs stand straight up. These are just some more assorted machined rugs. The machined rugs are probably less than 1% of our volume here. These shaggy eyeballs, are probably somewhere around 5 to 6%. Our hand knotteds are probably 15 to 20%. And our silk shag rugs, these polyester and mercerized cotton rugs, these are probably 40 or 35% of our inventory. Then we also have, when we do tufted rugs, we do them in a really nice fabric. We do a 50-50 wool and silk blend and a New Zealand wool. So this is a tufted rug, but it feels like silk. So it's a real high quality. And then they're all hand carved. This is a Kashan, a real Kashan. So we're looking at a real high density knot, real high definition. Very intricate details. And as you know, Kashans are always very detailed. This is another version of what falls in as about an 8/8. And this rug here is hand knotted as well. A little contemporary. And the rest are pretty much duplicates of everything I've been explaining. Typically retails between $3,000 and $12,000 on this rack here. And as you can see, this is like a 1010. This one's 3,200 retail. This is another one that's in. This one is meant to look like a 150-year-old rug as well. It's been shaved and burned and pulled and repaired and carved. So it mimics a $100,000, $150,000 rug, and it's a $12,000 retail. And that's about it. Looking at here are rolls of the silk shag. These rolls are 15 by 30 feet long. So these are meant, these have latex backing. So after this was hand loomed, power loomed, and after that was done, it was latex with pure latex in India. So these can be cut without falling apart, and they can be sewn to any size. So we've got 4 colors: white, black, beige, and brown. And we've got multiple rolls of each one, and that could be to fill orders for people with custom-sized rugs. We also have 6 or 7 colors of this rug, which is also power loomed. And as you can see, if we spin the camera this way a little bit to your left, you can see a roll of it up there that's been cut, and we resize these as people order them. And I have this available in multiple rolls, and we have that in 6 or 7 colors. This table was built, this is an air table, kind of like an air hockey table. Excuse the mess, we're moving some stuff around, but when this table is running, air shoots up through the table, and these rolls just slide around here, and they slide right into our machine here. This is the head of our sewing machine, and we sew the binding, or we sew serging onto the edge, like this. So you can see how we sew a serging right onto there. And that's an overstitch machine, so it's not a tape. And that's how we make custom sized rugs.